We begin tonight with two Democratic members, both of the Congressional Black Caucus. Jennifer McClellan is a Democrat from Virginia. Gabe Amo, is a Democrat from Rhode Island. Thank you both for being with us here on the Hill. You just heard from the sitting vice president who hopes to be the nominee for your party, and it's looking like that. I'll start with you, Congresswoman McClellan. She says she's proud to put her record against Donald Trump's. Is that what you think we're going to hear from VP Harris going forward, what we just heard from her today? And I wonder on the issue of taxes, is she going to be like Bernie Sanders and call for major tax hikes? And the issue on the border, does she need to talk to the Border Patrol chief, Congresswoman? We've heard here at NewsNation that she hasn't talked to him in a year. And I wonder what you think we're going to hear from VP Harris.
So I would say first on the border, we had a bipartisan border solution that Democrats and Republicans were ready to vote for, that then the Republicans scrapped at the behest of Donald Trump because he didn't want a win for Joe Biden. An example of Donald Trump and Republicans putting politics over people. I think the vice president will start there. And on the economy, she will build on the Biden-Harris administration's economic policies that center the middle class, that center building an economy that leaves no one behind, whereas we know Donald Trump will put his tax cuts in place that blew a hole in our budget, that put the rich above the middle class. His proposals, as outlined in Project 2021 and 2025, and then also his own proposals that would effectively be a tax on the middle class. So I think we have heard the beginning of a campaign that lays out very stark contrast on these issues, on protecting reproductive freedom, on protecting everyone from the effects of climate change.
You know, Congressman, I'm looking at the approval ratings here of VP Harris, and it's an uphill challenge for her, to say the least. 38% favorable rating, unfavorable rating at 56%. Why is that the case? And do you think this late in the game, with just 106 days until Election Day, she could turn that around? And if so, how so?
Well, look, it's very clear to me, as my colleague, Congresswoman McClellan slates, the contrast is clear. Now we have to articulate that. She is going to be the Democratic nominee. She was going to earn and win that nomination, and it will not be a hypothetical. This will be a real matchup, a matchup about the future versus the past, a matchup around freedom versus the restriction of fundamental rights in this country. And so as she articulates that message and shares her record of working hand in glove with President Biden to accomplish historic things, we're going to see those numbers reflect that. But let's not focus on the numbers today. Let's focus on the two visions that are at hand.
You know, it seemed like there was a lot of relief in that room. There was a lot of laughter. As you know, there was a lot of intra-party fighting among the Democrats. But I wonder what you both would say to those out there who say, you know what, I don't like how this turned out. The Democrats had a primary, and the will of 14 million people got overturned.
Well, I would say at the end of the day, it was President Biden's decision whether to press forward or not, and he felt that it was in the best interest of the country and the party not to press forward, and we have to respect that decision. But when he was running in the primaries, everybody understood it was a Biden-Harris ticket. And let me tell you, the base is excited. I have had, between my phone blowing up from people who had been on the sidelines to being on a call last night with 40,000 women who were excited and ready to go to elect Kamala Harris, a campaign that raised over I think you heard $90 million in 24 hours. And even on that call alone, raising $1 million in a couple of hours. And so the base is excited. They're ready to go. They're energized. I think, you know, now that we have certainty in the path forward, we are ready to go forward in November and win.
Give me a name, both, if you can, real quick. Who do you want to see as her VP selection? I'll start with you, Congressman.
Look, I think we have a wealth of choices, and so I expect it to be someone who has a proven record of leadership and who can be ready from day one to complement the vice president as president.
Congressman, Congresswoman, I wish I had more time, but as you might imagine, listening to your party's presumptive nominee at this point, we got to leave it there. I thank you both for your time. Thanks for being with us here on the Hill. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.